I'm YNN reporter Morgan Levant.
And I'm YNN reporter Kendall Levant.
Here in Farmington Hills, Michigan, at the largest of only 7 all-girl Catholic high schools in Michigan, Mercy High School.
Mercy High School has hosted its second annual Women's Means Business event.
Nearly 300 people, including students, future students, Mercy alumni, and faculty attended this event.
About 125 years ago, a group of 12 philanthropically minded women started Children's Hospital. They felt that children shouldn't be sick and children shouldn't die within our region without the proper care. So here we are 125 years later in a fabulous facility taking care of the children of this state.
This symposium is important to us because we believe that no matter what business, profession, or call of life you find yourself, all women do make a difference and can make a difference.
The panel members included women from various professions. All women had words of wisdom.
When it comes to preparing for a career, regardless of the profession, how do you build? What's the foundation? What are the building blocks?
The difference between people who achieve their dreams and people who don't achieve their dreams is there's 2 fundamental things. Number 1, it's confidence. And number 2, it's drive. And talent is very, very important. Education is absolutely essential. Playing sports is fantastic. And hard work is really important. And you have this incredible foundation right here at this school. But what's going to differentiate the ones in this room who are highly successful and achieve all the dreams you're sitting there thinking about today is your drive and your confidence. And the most important thing we know is that it takes women usually about 10 years longer than men to figure out how good they are. And so my message to you is you are in a fantastic school that's trying to teach you how magical you are.
I'm a very strong proponent and concur with Ann on confidence. My 3 C's are courage, confidence, and a can-do attitude. And you get confidence by really believing in yourself and surrounding yourself with people that believe in you and that are positive and that care about you and that love you. I find that my confidence is much stronger when I'm in a very positive environment and surround myself with positive people. I often say, don't ever, ever, ever let anyone discourage you or deter you. If a door closes, find another door, and if you can't find another door, climb through the window.
Kathleen, what are some of the common mistakes that young women make when they first begin their careers?
You know, I'd have to touch upon what these other fabulous ladies have stated, is that part of it is confidence. I think that when women say, oh, I can't, or I don't think I'm good enough, and they double guess themselves and they question themselves, that's a huge pitfall. I also think to not admit your mistakes, or to be deceitful and think that you have to be untruthful or deceitful to get ahead or to play a game. I always say be true to yourself, go with your gut feeling, and don't take no for an answer. And the worst thing that can ever happen is if you ask a question or ask for something, the worst that can happen is they say no. Don't be afraid to fail. I think that's a huge pitfall with women. They're afraid to fail because then they think they won't be taken seriously. I say learn from your mistakes. It makes you stronger. It makes you a better person. It also makes you think outside of the box.
When I was younger and when I had my first journalism job in Grand Rapids, I had the good luck of being a reporter at a time when there were 3 or 4 other young women about my age. We were such a support group for each other, and we always talked about our 5-year plan. Of course, nothing in our 5-year plans ever happened. I never got to work at the New Yorker. And the 5-year plan was always changing. There was always a plan B, but we always talked about the 5-year plan. And I think even if it doesn't come to be, is there value in that, or was I just a freak? I just always had a plan.
I was a sculpture major in college. I got a Bachelor of Fine Arts, and I was going to be a famous artist. And now I'm a judge.
One of the things that has been in the news lately is I think the Oakland County prosecutor has been talking to high school groups about what you should or shouldn't post on the internet, and the idea that the internet never forgets, it's forever. For the young women in this room, is there any advice about, if you're starting out in your career, and you've done something maybe 2 years before, or even 2 weeks before, that can be found very easily. Is that something that is new to this generation that we didn't have to really worry about when we were starting out? Any observations on that?
To pick up on that comment from an employer perspective, you would be surprised at how important that information is in you getting a job and not getting a job. The world is flat, truly. It is much more competitive in terms of positions available and opportunities. And so think about this. If you are competing for a particular position and you have essentially the same qualifications as the other person that's applying for the job, you would be surprised at what information is provided to the employer, sometimes anonymously. So it is really important to really take heed to all of what you're hearing today particularly with regard to social media, because it is different. It's something that we really don't quite have our arms around, just in terms of the breadth and depth of the information. And a lot of times when you hear these cautionary tales, you might tend to think, well, we're making too big of a deal of this. Well, I can tell you, I'm an employer, and I have had information provided to me that has made the difference in a hiring decision, and it was based upon a Facebook posting. So I just wanted to emphasize how critically important this message is.
It's still kind of a tough job market, so how about some of the things that you can do to differentiate yourself and to stand out to a prospective employer? Anybody want to?
I think, I'm an avid believer of branding yourself, and that sounds a little bit like a product thing, but and companies do brand their products, and they're successful in promoting certain products, but I really feel my key to success was branding who I was in the legal profession, or branding who I was in the food and petroleum retail industry. All these women here, I know, even Mary, everybody here, they have branded themselves in their industry. People know who they are, what they stand for, and what they've done and what they can do. So and how do you do that? You have to network constantly. We're all community leaders. We all do charity. We all serve on various committees. I'm sure all of us are doing that, and when we're doing that, we are networking with people. We're putting ourselves out there. People know who we are. You must think like I, or you, must always be on the minds and lips of others when it comes to opportunities, because they're going to think of you. They're going to know who you are, and they're going to think of you when these opportunities come up, and they're going to call you. And these opportunities can lead to a lot of successful results for you. So brand yourself as a certain individual, and by doing all these things, I think is very important.
There were also table leaders that included business owners, professionals, and entrepreneurs.
The second annual Women Means Business Conference was held here at Mercy High School. 5 educated women that took their time to answer the crowd's questions, most of which being difficult, but all answered thoroughly and to the fullest extent. They were all important lessons, one of them being the building blocks of being successful. Especially after today, we now know and better understand that women do mean business.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Hawkins.
And I'm Kamaya Perkins, reporting for Youth Neighborhood News, where we bring you the younger side of the news.